creation myth story. Do you know any creation story? Well, today I'm gonna share to you my own creation story.
The world is an empty land with no form of life, and the universe is a hollow dark space with floating big masses of rocks. One day, a twinkling light was seen in the universe. It was clearly seen as the universe was a vast darkness, and from that twinkling light came out a beautiful maiden named Cleon. Looking around while floating and thinking, is there any other creature living in the universe? Saddened to see the darkness looming around her, she created light from the big masses of rocks floating around, and she formed a circle from the big mass of rocks and made it shine bright, putting it in the middle and calling it the moon. But not contented with the light coming from the moon, she created the sun from the same rock, but brighter than the moon. Then she took another small piece of rock and pondered it, pulverizing, scattering it across the vast universe, making it twinkle and naming it the shiny stars. She descended to the vast empty land as she satisfied with what she had done to the universe. In the land, she created mountains, and then she created trees, plants, and even animals. She wanders around the land looking for something she can still create to make the land a lovely place. She saw some parts of the land that is so dry, looking at the universe with the direct heat of the sun, so she came up with the idea of creating the lake. Due to the direct heat of the sun, it makes the lake boil. Cleon saw the steam coming out of the lake and gave her an idea to turn it into a cloud, pushing it high enough for her head not to bump when standing, but most importantly not to let the water boil and may harm the animals living in the lake. Still, Cleon felt unhappy, as she was the only one who was living in the land and the universe. So, she decided to create someone just like her. She ascended from the universe to get a big rock and then came back to the land to form a human being. She created a woman with a body and face just like her, a beautiful maiden. She wielded her power over the rock that shapes a human and brings it into life. In making it alive, she calls her Artusa, daughter of Cleon, the goddess of life. That's what makes Cleon very happy, as she was not alone anymore, but still is not contented that only the two of them were living with the animals on the land. So she then created a human, but in the shape of a man. She made the man alive and made him the husband of her daughter, whom she named Luchar. Cleon created the man to let her daughter Artusa bear a child and make the land lively and happy. Luchar, a strong and a loving husband of Artusa. To give them privacy, Cleon decided to live in the universe. So she leaves the land and comes back to the universe. To ease her boredom, she created many planets with different colors and shapes, organizing them from the biggest to the smallest, and she makes the universe higher than ever before. The clouds became her curtains from the land, the lake her mirror to see and reflect what's happening on the land. Years later, the land has now become a heaven for her grandchildren. The trees' fruits became their food, and their home is made from the branches of the trees. But then Cleon decided to stay in the universe. But every now and then, she still visits her daughter and grandchildren on the land that she now calls Earth. She may descend from the universe to Earth in a form of light that they call the falling star. Artusa and her husband Luchar were the first humans, and their children represented the various human races. That's how the Earth and the universe were created for the first humans to live.